Yo, I'm gonna start by saying that Xbox used to be like the GOAT in console gaming. Like, there was a time in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, that Xbox was just unchallenged. Like, if I'm not mistaken, PlayStation 3 didn't even have like a party chat towards the end of it and the beginning of PlayStation 4. Like Party Chat alone revolutionized like competitive gameplay. Like entire gaming channels sparked from that. Like entire like competitive gaming scene sparked from just Xbox. They also had some just fantastic exclusives. Like PlayStation had good exclusives. I ain't shitting on PlayStation, but you cannot tell me that Xbox did not just completely dominate. Like you'd see it in like the Gears of War clips where it'd play fucking Creed or Nine Inch Nails over it of like the killing montages. Same thing with Halo. Like an entire culture of gaming sprung from like for consoles from Xbox. Even like late night, game releases, standing in the cold. Like a bunch of fucking weirdos at school coming together to just play games and enjoy the games they like. Was like that started on consoles. Like, I mean, I guess World of Warcraft did that for PC, but consoles was more like even we decided, you know what, we're gonna buy a console. And we had the Nintendo 64 and the PlayStation 1, but like Halo for Xbox was just phenomenal. Like I don't think we will ever grab that like piece of history ever again. I mean, maybe there'd be things similar in the future, but again, I don't. Just the pure culture of console gaming and of gaming in general, like it was just amazing back then, amongst other forms of entertainment. But then Xbox One came out, and it was Xbox One when people started seeing the issues with Xbox. Well, let me start by saying the Kinect was effectively fucking spyware. Like the Kinect, they actually wanted to monetize the pulse of your child. Like they're like, okay, so at this point in this game, this was when your child's heart rate was this high, and there was like this universal idea that the Kinect was just shit. There's also the fact that if you're using the Kinect mic, someone could just scream Xbox shut off while you're playing in like game chat, and it shut your fucking Xbox off. It was so fucking good. But the idea that came from that was, oh, we just wanted to be an overall entertainment console and not a gaming console. And since then, right, they just outright refuse to roll back on that. Like, gaming is the one industry where you can actively make bad decisions and then ride that ship down to the bottom of the ocean. And that is absolutely what happened with Xbox. Like, they legitimately thought my mother would buy an Xbox just to watch fucking Netflix. They've completely threw away being for gamers. Like I'd say that is the first step into the wider audience made by a company like gaming company was Xbox. And from that, everyone just follows suit because CEOs, fucking sales people jumped between these companies, influenced them, then jumped to another company. And they're like, oh, hey, well, this company did good. And it has nothing to do with what I did since the implementation was just a couple of years. But see, they're doing good. Therefore, you want me here, and like now you see every company going down this road. And the Xbox Game Pass at least was good until they decided to hike up the price. Like the Xbox Game Pass to me was weird. I don't like the idea of not owning your games and just because you don't want to pay a subscription, losing your games. Like that's just something that did not feel right to me. But at the time, Xbox Game Pass was amazing, right, for Xbox One, despite its rocky roads. Then the Xbox Series X came out, and I stopped caring. I was like, the one thing that brought you to the Xbox was its exclusives, right? The entire idea of the culture, the console wars, was exclusives. It was to have as many exclusives, as many new games, new experiences on your platform as possible to give people a reason to buy your console and to have their friends buy your console. And this is why Xbox 360 completely blew PlayStation out of the water, right? It gave not only the people that played the Xbox a reason to play Xbox, but it gave their friends a reason to buy an Xbox so they can play with them. Right? And the whole split screen, like, I hate the fact that split screen is gone. Like, it's clearly just a corporate reason why you don't have split screen. But now we're at today, right? And, I'd give Phil Spencer this. Like, he was there through thick and thin, literally. Like, bro needs to hop off that Ozempic. He is wasting away. But he took the heat. He took all of the like the hits. Like when they decided, we're gonna try to be the Netflix of gaming. Everyone was like, "Well, this is bad." Like not owning a single game because you have a subscription. Like you not only are you paying for the game, but you're still not owning it. No, okay, they have a lot of free shit on the pass. And I think if you get the pass, you get a lot of free shit. Again, the value was there until they hiked it up. Like, I don't even have Xbox Gold anymore. I'm like, why am I paying for this? I'm never going to use it. And that's the thing, right? There's no reason to have a console nowadays. Every exclusive eventually hits PC eventually. And people told Phil Spencer this, and he's like, yeah, we've dropped the ball. We're getting fucking blasted. I can't even remember the name of the last legitimate Xbox One exclusive that did fairly well for an exclusive, but they completely axed that company. Like, it's clear that, and this is what happens when like they want to make a corporate change. Like even if a project does amazing, they're like, well, we don't want that to happen, so we're going to just axe the company and then just live off the dividends while we switch to being the Netflix of gaming. So we lost Phil Spencer, and now we have Asha Sharma over Xbox or Microsoft Gaming, since Xbox isn't really a thing, it's Microsoft Gaming now. They corporatized it. They completely shat on Xbox as a name, and now they're axing every studio and everybody. Like, they also went through layoffs, right? Like, the majority of the gaming industry. And now you have Asha Sharma, and I'm looking at her, and I'm like, does she look like a gamer? And has she touched a video game? Like, she probably plays phone games, since I guess phone games count as games. Like, I guess my mother's a gamer now, since she plays phone games. Like, we really want to just expand like the culture of being a gamer, being a fucking weirdo, coming together with a bunch of other weirdos, forming your own culture. Like, I guess that's dead now. People don't even defend their hobbies anymore because they're too afraid of how other people will see them. So they just don't defend their shit. And now you have this culture in like the gaming industry, and Microsoft is uh, also suffers this, where um, you bring up the salespeople to CEO positions. Not the people who made the game, who made the studio, actually has a hand in the production of the game. You bring in the salespeople, promote them, and this is the culture of corporate culture of gaming I hate. Because, okay, you have the coders, right? But they're not allowed to make the game they want because they're just the code monkeys in the basement. So you have someone like Asha, you have these like people that are in sales that rule the company now. And they're like, oh, they want to gamify and look at graphs and be like, oh, what's popular? Well, I guess this is popular now. Let's do this. They don't understand market saturation. Like, if every single fucking game that came out was a battle royale, people would just get sick of it because people would congregate to the one or two good ones and just write off the rest of them. And then there's people like me that just don't really care for battle royales at all. Just seeing every game become one, it's like, well, I guess there's nothing for me here, right? And they also don't understand the fact that, people's tastes in games change. Like, you can continue down one path forever, which is fine. You can give the consumer what they want. But people want something like, they don't want the formula to be entirely different, but they want, a different story, a grittier story. Like Xbox and like Activision, they used to make games with gritty stories, but you're not allowed to make games like that anymore because the salespeople are like, people won't like that. People who don't fucking play games wouldn't like a game like that. So, and again, the idea that, oh, the salesperson has like this greater knowledge of a game over the actual programmers, at least the people that you know built these companies in the past, is ridiculous. They look at social media, they probably have their own statistics that they aggregate from other people. They cross reference each other's statistics. This is why every company's doing the same fucking thing. They're listening to the salespeople. They don't want fans anymore, and you could even say this is the same thing for any uh, entertainment company. They don't want fanatics. They don't want people that demand better products. They also don't want competition, because this is also the thing with gaming, right? When companies compete, you as the consumer win because you are guaranteed a slightly better product. And this happened in gaming before. It doesn't really happen now anymore. Like, companies don't compete. Xbox have stopped competing, and they're not even Xbox anymore. Like, I don't think Nintendo ever competed. Like, they had their niche. They want to make games for kids, but with the price that their parents are going to pay. I mean, it's a smart tactic, right? I mean, I miss the old Zelda, the old grungy art style. That's what I found was cool, but they jumped off that real fast. And they're now it's for kids. And what I know from Asha Sharma, right? Because everyone's shitting the bed over AI. And my argument is, I mean, for Xbox, They literally have nothing else. Like, is there any talent left in Xbox that actually care? Right? Or Microsoft Gaming? Like, I looked at the Xbox Game Pass Fest, whatever the fuck. And there was like two games that were cool. The rest looked like, fringe slop, memberberry slop, prequels, sequels, remakes, remasters. So nothing really. Okay, maybe there's like two new games, but you know that a lot of these companies were consolidated. Like, you used to have so many companies vying to have their games put on these console platforms. Now you have what, a couple studios. Like, PlayStation, to their credit, are the only ones that do accept, you know, indie studios and real willing to publish for indie studios. But I think Sony also fucks them over. Like, they tried to fuck over the Arrowhead, the creators of Helldivers, because they really wanted their players' data on PC. And the players like, no, we're going to boycott this fucking game, and they stopped. They tried pulling that shit for Pearl Abyss for the new Crimson Abyss game, Crimson Desert, and they're like, no, we'll just publish it ourselves because we want to make our game for everyone. Our game can stand on its own. Xbox doesn't really, or if they do, it's from studios that are like very, like, not really niche, but they're connected, and you just get such odd games. My model's eyes are closed because I have a fucking sty in my eye, and I got it fucking looked at. So bear with me. So what I heard from her is that she used to be in like an AI company, or at least had investments in the AI. And my thing is, like, with Sony, and I made this post on Facebook, you cannot tell me that Sony does not have talent. Like, I understand the use of AI when it's working hand in hand with developers, like it has that human touch. Like, even if it's 10% AI, 90% human, or 90% AI, 10%, like, it has that touch. And for like very small gaming companies, like, even if the market flips the fuck out regardless, because people would rather be like vegans about AI, they be irrationally hating on AI. But again, I can understand it with smaller companies, but you cannot fucking tell me that Sony just does not have any talent. Like, they just cannot pull together talent to make a game, because I'm calling bullshit. And to her credit, she said, oh, we're not going to really fuck with AI. And the way I heard is like, okay, you're not going to do it yet. Or at least you're not going to really be overt about it. But I do believe this is like the next apex of technology. And I mean, the consumer has every right to shit on it, even if irrationally. But I think with multi-billion-dollar companies that have investments in these companies, like, they're going to do it. And I think that's where Xbox is headed. Now, other than that, this describes almost perfectly what Asha will be attempting to do in her new role in Microsoft's Xbox and video game business. Video game business. Again, business speak. Like, the problem with companies nowadays is they're being let off a cliff. Like, they're being told the complete opposite of what the consumer wants. And it's obvious consumers want very small, artistic, gritty projects with aesthetics. But the companies are doing everything in their power not to give that to the consumer. Like, and by the consumer, people who play games, like gamers. You know, the people that might not like hot female character, but can understand. Yeah, I mean the primary demographic is men, so I guess I'll get over it and just play it for other reasons. Like that's the demographic, not whatever online Twitter weirdos that are on there that don't actually play these games, but they'll be the first to flip out. And just say, well, I mean, I don't care to really read all this. Again, I don't think she's a gamer. I don't believe she's played games more than 100 hours. I think she's just the salesperson being, promoted to CEO position. Will you get better games in Microsoft from Xbox? Probably not. I mean, I've seen some of the new games. I mean, you might get like one or two. But Xbox or Microsoft Gaming is not competing anymore. They're just, and again, this is just odd culture of not being competitive. And when that happens, you as the consumer will lose because you will just get products that you don't care about, don't like. And instead of trying to compete and make a product they like, people want to go after you and be like, no, well, you better like this. It's like, no, I don't really have to. I got a PC, right? I have just, I'm like Professor Xavier with these games. Like if I want it, I will find it and I'll play it. I can go my entire life without paying $70 for a single fucking new game. Even and again, I think price to an extent doesn't matter. Like if every game that came out was Elden Ring level, or at least around that, like not the same as Elden Ring, but Elden Ring level, people will pay $70 for those games and those experiences easily. Right? Or if you don't, you can wait until it's half off and then pay. Like the problem is the value proposition is not there, and that's really what I gotta say. Like there is very little value proposition for Microsoft, and they're not even trying to add anything. They're just listening to sales, listening to the few studios that they haven't shut down, and shutting their ears to the consumer. So because of that, I mean, my Xbox is just gathering dust. I don't know about yours, but I mean, that's all I really gotta say about this. Peace.